The Gauchos normally move their infielders a lot. And there you go, Jerry.
He does, down the left field line, and that's trouble. That's all the way into the corner as Davis missed with that pitch, and Meyer made it hurt. And Cal Poly is going to get the first run of the game as Sanderson scores, and it's 1-0 Mustangs.
See now, as we keep scoring for the bunters and the swingers.
Skips has 2 home runs this season. And he is swinging away, and he hits one off the end of the bat out into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Armani Smith gets it back in, and Smith's throw kind of into no man's land in the infield, and a run scores, and it's 3-0. Austin Bush had to go far to his left to cut that ball off right around the mound area, and I'm not quite sure where Armani was throwing that. Worked on that chopper by Josh George to Colton Burns. Now they hope to do it again.
They would likely have...
Here's a bunt, and that's a safety squeeze, and it's going to score the run. Davis slips and can't even throw it. So it's 5-0 Cal Poly, and things unraveling here in the 4th inning for Noah Davis and the Gauchos. Here's Ogren batting with 1 out and a runner at first, and he lines one to right center. This could be trouble. Tommy Jew giving chase and can't get it. This one will bounce up against the barrier in right center. Ogren rounding second, and he's heading for third. A run has scored on a triple by Ogren, and it's 6-0 Cal Poly. Beasley has struck out twice against Noah. He bats with 2 outs and a runner at third, and now it's 7-0 Cal Poly as that ball is stung into left field.
Up in the zone. Oh.
Here's a drive to deep right field, and this is trouble. This is gone. 3-run homer for Kyle Marincons, and it's 11-0 Cal Poly. First pitch swinging, Marincons was looking for some sort of get-me-over pitch from Roberts, and Kyle hit it a ton.
He got it over all right. He got it over the right field fence by a mile. It was definitely up in the zone, and that's too bad. Because they haven't really been hitting him overly hard when you consider his shoulder.
And the Mustangs turn a double play there. So that's the kind of day it's been for the Gauchos. And that does it for UCSB. So Cal Poly may send out. Moved it up. Here's the 2-2. Smith swings and misses a change, and that'll do it. And the Mustangs have won the first game in decisive fashion over the Gauchos, 11-2, the final score. And just a very, very rough day for the Gauchos all the way across.
Yeah, so I expect him to finish strong.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a credit to Big West pitching, Bob. It's some of the best in the country. Bounding ball to first. Sanderson, what a play behind the bag. Flips in time. And a good stretch that time by Howard. What a play by Sanderson and Howard both. And Howard turned into a first baseman with that stretch.
He's got arm side run. That's gonna hop different than a shortstop or a third baseman who should have more of a true hop on their ball or spin.
Morgan hits one to deep right field. Smith going back, and this one is over the fence and gone. A home run, and we're tied at 2. That one ends up under a car or something out there. So the throwing error by Nelly really, really hurts.
Well, you're right. It was obviously a very difficult error at this point. And normally, Nelly blows his neck, and it gets out of these things, but he kind of threw that one right down Broadway. And
1-2, and this one hit a mile to left field, and this may tie the game. Back, and it's off the wall. Rounding third and coming in is Skips, and holding it second with a 2-out double is Ogren, who had a good game yesterday and contributes in a big way for the Mustangs right here.
It's unfortunate that ball bounced as far away from Billy as it did, because they had a chance to keep that runner from scoring. And I'm not sure Skips, if the ball bounces more towards Billy or he plays that off the wall a little bit more.
It looked like Billy ran too close to the wall there, Bob.
Left-handers have had good swings off Nelly today. It's unusual.
Here's another one, and that one hit into right field, a base hit. Armani Smith charges, and will come up throwing to the plate, and safe at the plate is Ogren, and we are tied at 4. Ogren made a great slide to the, looked like the back of the plate, Bob.
Yeah, it was a great slide, and I got to assume he got the back of the plate because, or else he wouldn't have called them safe. Gauchos caught a little break in there that.
Checkins is out to talk to the home plate umpire about it.
I think he snuck it in there.
First and second with 2 outs. And he swings and hits one to deep left center field. Tommy again on the run, and he won't get it. This one off the fence. 1 run is in, and here's the second run coming in to score, and Cal Poly has a 6-4 lead.
Well, Ogren has just come up big back-to-back innings.
Balls and 2 strikes. And that was a change. Austin was on that, but just missed it. That one looped out into left field, left center, and a good running catch by George. Out number 1. Josh came in last inning to pinch run and stays out there. And he just made a very good catch. They were playing Austin so deep. No doubles defense. Even though that was hit high in the air, that was a long way for George to go.
Yeah, they were playing him in Nolita somewhere back there, and that was a long run.
Here's Cohen, who had an RBI single in the first. He's grounded out and struck.
So this isn't. They're not just sitting there watching. You're preparing for what could happen. And I had that as his 9th strikeout. So,
all right. That's a great fastball. Freezes Tommy. And we go to the 9th here at Caesar Uyesaka Stadium. 7-4. Cal Poly over UCSB.
Rise they're holding.
And they are in Santa. Here's Corey bouncing one to first, and that's a fair ball. And now they've got Muno hung up, and he'll be tagged out by Marincons, and that's a double play. That'll go 3-6 on the double play, and the Gauchos are down to their last out.
Well, that's why they held him, I guess. And I'll tell you what, the only thing JJ could have done was right away. He should have just gone back to the base, and. Because Sanderson had turned his back and he was going to tag him. He does that, and you look like a genius.
Clark wants another sign. He's got it from Meyer, and the 1-2 swung on and missed, and Meyer will throw to first to complete the inning and the game. And the Mustangs defeat the Gauchos 7-4. 7 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for Cal Poly. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for UCSB. So Spencer Howard improves to 7-1 with the victory.
We'll pass that information on from Wednesday.
And this one ripped down the right field line. That's going to go into the right field corner. Over to get it is McAdoo. Rounding third and coming in is McKenna, and that's a double. And it's 1-0 Cal Poly. So Marincons continues to hit the ball very, very well for Cal Poly this weekend, and Austin Bush will walk the ball all the way to the mound here for Steigerwald. So that ball was torched.
Yeah, Marincons has been. They've had a handful of guys that have just really swung the bat very well.
Who's had a good series. Trying to keep the inning going for the Mustangs. 0-1 pitch from Steigerwald. There's the curve, and that's ripped to deep right field. This one is gone. Skits hit this one a ton. And it's 4-0 Cal Poly. That was that curveball, but it hung.
Yep, that's the danger of that pitch, that it comes in so slow like that. If it's not down in the zone, especially to a left-hander, it's going to be damaged.
And there was no doubt about that one. Skips really put a charge into it. McAdoo looked at it as much as he could. Took only a few steps, and Big Mac joined the rest of us in watching team.
Yeah, no. That's a dumb question. It would be someone that played in the United States Little League World Series.
And Bush is out number 2.
I don't know if you're going to go Han Jung Krin.
No. All right, he's an American player.
Yeah, that was a dumb question.
No. Bush that time badly fooled. Shelton's off-speed stuff is really something. And McAdoo struck out his only at bat comes in. All these guys, Bob, we talked about it yesterday. These are just outstanding young men. And there's a drive to right. It happened up top spin and a diving catch. Yes! Barrick makes the catch, his second spectacular play in this game. Outstanding catch in right field by Colby Barrick to rob J.J. Muno of a hit. I thought that ball had enough topspin, Bob, to get down, but
So did I. I agree, and I would almost. Oh, bad timing right there. He got his glove underneath it.
99% of them are great young men.
You're right. You're right.
For all the teams. And this one is driven deep right center, and Skips has done it again. My goodness, that is a monster home run. And the kids out there looking for it. 7-0 Cal Poly.
Well, you had said yesterday, understandably so, it's hard to believe that he only had 3 home runs.
As big and strong as he is.
Yes, and so he went home and listened to the broadcast and said, if you want me to hit home runs, I'll hit home runs. And maybe did a couple extra push-ups today, but those were no doubters.
My goodness. So Elijah Skips has driven in 6 of the 7 Cal Poly Kyle Marincons, who has been one of a number of Cal Poly batters who has really hurt the Gauchos this weekend. Marincons had a run-scoring double and scored in the first inning, singled in the third, and flew to center in his next at-bat. So he's 2 for 3, and Kyle hit a 3-run homer on Friday. And he swings and hammers one to deep right. And Marincons has hit it out. Oh, the kids are diving all over the place for that one.
Well,
9-2, Cal Poly.
Marincons has been pretty impressive this weekend. He lined out his last at bat.
Right.
And that's his 9th hit on the weekend. He's looking at that Big West Player of the Week.
He's been something
right now with the performance he's putting together.
So Marincons went down to get that pitch, Bob, and left-handers have that uppercut swing a lot of times, and he just absolutely tattooed that one. That's the 3rd home run by Cal Poly. 2 2/3 solid innings to this point. Trying to finish it right here.
Trying to pick up the save right here.
And he does as it slides right back to Lee, and that does it. Cal Poly wins it, and they sweep the Gauchos here in the 3-game series. Pretty good defensive play by Slater Lee there.
Well, he's one of the pitchers that ends up, those side armors end up in good fielding position, and that was off the end of the bat. He was in good position to snag it.
Andrew Checkins and Larry Lee shaking hands. There's Teddy Warwicker. Cal Fanning right there.
Yeah, we were playing very poorly up until conference time. For whatever reason, we started playing well, and I think we've won every series except for the Long Beach State series, and kind of limited our errors on defense. Kind of got the right people in the right position, and got to a point where we weren't beating ourselves as much from a defensive standpoint. Offensively, we started picking it up once conference started. So yeah, too little, too late. Long Beach, they're probably the best team in the conference, and there wasn't any help from other teams. They only had 3 losses up to this date, so they've already clinched it with a week left in conference play. And good ball club, and it was one of those years where the Big West was up for grabs, but one team kind of ran away with it. Well, I mean, that's always the goal, is to get a regional berth, and for us, we always have to play well in non-conference as well as conference, and we just didn't take care of business in those 6 non-conference series leading up to conference play. But we've turned it around. I mean, we were a very bad team early on, and didn't do a lot of things very, very well. But as of late, probably the last 6 or 7 weeks, we've done everything pretty well. We swung the bat pretty well. Defensively, we've been efficient, and offensively, we stepped it up. Pitching-wise, it's been the mainstay throughout the course of the year, and with the exception, probably the last 4 or 5 weeks, we just haven't pitched well on Sundays. Today, with Shelton first start, did very well, and you know, it's good. I mean, guys are developing, guys are getting better, but you also wasted the opportunity of two quality starters with Ullman and Howard, with Friday and Saturdays, and they'll be gone next year, so we'll have to kind of start from scratch from a pitching. Yeah, they're a good ball club, and it's a very difficult place to play, but we did very well. I mean, we played 3 quality games, took advantage of the short dimensions and ball carrying to right field, and we happened to put 4 left-handed bats in the lineup for each game, and I think out of those left-handed bats, I think we had 5 home runs, so it was good, and you never feel like a game is over at that ballpark, and they've had a lot of success over the years, and so yeah, it was good for us to go down and once we had secured the series win on Saturday, I thought it'd be difficult coming out. I thought we would see early on how Shelton matched up against them. He matched up great. We were expecting maybe 3-4 innings out of him, and he went well beyond that and really stymied their hitters. And I think overall, I think giving up maybe 3 hits in 9 innings down there, that's pretty special. Well, just kind of, after you win the first couple of games the way we won on Friday and Saturday, you kind of set the tone. You kind of, that psychological battle of saying here we are again, and this is what to expect. So I think confidence from our standpoint in our dugout, and also just maybe a question mark in your opponent's mind. No excuses from an offensive standpoint. I thought we would do much better. I mean, on paper at the beginning of the season, everything looked good. We just had a lot of players pressing, and not enough players within the starting 9 really were productive, and it just snowballed, and it just continued to get worse and worse. And I think that with the lack of defense, we were always playing from a deficit, and we did a lot of things this year that we hadn't done. I mean, we got swept by teams that we've never lost a series to, and then. But on the flip side, once we got to conference, you win series at Irvine, at Santa Barbara, and at one other at Davis, and which are all difficult places to play, and along with the conference wins at home. So it's a bittersweet. I mean, you see your players getting better, but you also see a wasted opportunity with a couple of pretty live arms at the front end of the rotation. So that's the disappointing. You're always looking for that team that everything gels and gels early, and you get that early confidence. And I think early on, this team, for whatever reason, wasn't ready to play all those games on the road at the beginning. I think we were opened up with 11 straight road games, and I think we won 2 of the 11, and we're just, for whatever reason, weren't ready, and we just kind of learned as the season progressed and got better, and then finally, for no apparent reason, we were ready to play once conference started.